Tyla's second album, or Mixtape, flopped, selling only 3,700 copies in its first week. And the reasons come down to a series of avoidable missteps. 1. Inability to connect with African Americans. America is a very race-centric country. As a colored South African making Afropop, Afrobeats, or Amapiano, Tyla's best move would have been to identify as black, especially since in the US there is no colored race category, and the term itself is actually offensive there. Because what is race anyways? Race is in the most part determined by the environment you find yourself. Neymar is Pardo in Brazil, black in France, and will be Latino if he comes to America. That Charlamagne interview where she didn't make that connection was a missed opportunity, especially when it came to connecting with African women in diaspora.
School me on these debates that they be having about your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
Can we not? Por favor.
Oh, I like that. We keeping that in the interview too. I like when they talk from the back and say we can't. I like that. I like that. That's good. That's even better.
In the American entertainment industry, if you are not white, the winning formula is usually to become black famous first. Win over African American audiences, particularly black women, then the industry can push you into being white famous too.
Show got canceled, sorry the bubble burst. Maybe instead of white famous, you should be black famous first.
By that misstep, she ended up alienating many black women who might have been her strongest advocates. That's how Trevor Noah did it.
I took the first opportunity I could, bought myself a plane ticket from South Africa, and I said, I'm going out to America, I'm going there, and I'm going to be black. And I got on that plane. It was an 18-hour flight, 18 hours of non-stop flying. And I sat there in my chair and I spent every moment practicing being black, just practicing. I was like, I'm not gonna mess up this black opportunity. I just sat there, just working through everything. I was watching every black movie and TV show, just going through it.
That's how Zoë Saldana did it. Remember her in Drumline? Exactly. Two, the genre identity problem. The South African music industry tried to position her as the global face of Amapiano, even though her music isn't pure Amapiano. That strategy backfired when she accepted an Afrobeat award, but used her speech to declare, I'm not Afrobeat, I'm Amapiano.
Special, but also bittersweet, because I know there's a tendency to group all African artists under Afrobeat. It's a thing, and even though Afrobeats has run things and has opened so many doors for us, African music is so diverse. It's more than just Afrobeats. I come from South Africa. I represent Amapiano. I represent my culture. And
this made little sense, especially in an American context, where the VMAs have created an Afrobeat category for African artists. Did her team really expect them to make a separate category for every African genre? Adding to the irony, the biggest song on her album, the one that won most of those awards, was written by Nigerians and produced by Nigerians. Tracks like Number One, Breed Me, Truth or Dare, Water, ART, Jump, all feature Nigerian songwriters, with Tems also co-writing Number One. In other words, the musical DNA of her biggest hits lean heavily on Nigerian talent. 3. The diaspora backlash problem. The most recent and potentially the most damaging factor is the long-standing hostility that many black South Africans have towards other black Africans. This sentiment, when it becomes visible online, turns up black Africans in diaspora, particularly in the UK and in the US, who will normally be her most natural supporters and cultural amplifiers. At best, it makes them lukewarm towards her, and at worst, it alienates them completely. It's not yet a crisis level for Tyla, but the optics are worsening. The dynamics is somewhat similar, though far less extreme, to how many Muslims avoid listening to music or watching films featuring Jewish artists. Once that kind of identity-based boycott mindset takes root, it's hard to undo.